Thors Thunder Thoughts. Your thoughts are your most powerful asset that you have, that you can utilize on an every single day basis. I created this podcast to help you weaponize those thoughts and level them up. What is going on, you beautiful, amazing Viking crew members? Pumped that you're here with me today. Pumped to be spreading this amazing information with you today. But before we get into any of that, and this one's going to be a good one. This one's going to be one of those ones that like pop the brain, being like, I never thought about that before. That's the kind of thoughts. And I don't know why I went to that voice, but you're welcome. Anyways, before we get into any of that type of stuff, I would be so grateful if you could just go and there's that little share button beside this, just go pick one person in your life to go share this with. If you went and did that for me today, you would be my Viking hero. And I would appreciate that so much. And just hit me up with a comment or review, and I would be so grateful for that too. Anyways, guys, enough of that, and enough of telling me how you could be my hero. If you could just show me how you're my hero, that would be great. But what I'm going to go over is a little bit of the human psyche and things that we just don't think about because they just come as second nature to us all the time. Anyways, so have you ever just like started walking beside somebody and without even mentioning something, you guys just started walking the same speed at the same time? You have no clue where they're going, but you're just like, I'm on this mission with them now because they're walking here and, they're going. Or if someone's like, follow me, you have no clue why and no clue what pace you're doing or anything like that. It's just kind of one of those things that you just start doing without resisting. It's like, okay, and then they just say stop, and then you just stop, right? And you have no clue why, but you're just going on this journey. You're with this person. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a family member. Who knows? But you're just on it with them, and there's no resistance to this at all because you're like, okay, cool, we're just doing this now, right? Like without thought. And that's how our brains are wired to do. It's like if somebody to you is somebody that you trust and they start doing something and just tell you something that doesn't seem threatening, you don't put up any resistance towards it, right? So this is why it's very important to surround yourself with the right influences, because if you're not going to put up resistance towards that, you're going to be fed full of everything that they're throwing at you, okay? So that's the first part of this. Just put a pin in that for a second. And let's just say you stop. And then without that person still saying anything to you, they just turn around and they start forcing themselves on you. They start pushing you. What are you going to do? You're going to immediately get in a defensive mechanism and you're going to start pushing back. Because you're not just going to let this person start pushing you down. You're going to pick up the resistance. So you went from the other person just not pushing on you, not putting any pressure on you, not doing anything to you, just being like, yeah, we're just going to go for a walk, and you just do it without resistance. And then as soon as they turn and do anything to you, you start to have some resistance. So, what does this tell you? And you're like, Mark, what's the fucking point here? And I'm about to tell you what the point is. This is what you have to understand when you're talking to people in business. If you have clients that you're talking to, if you have leads that you're talking to, if you have just employees that you're talking to, the more that you force yourself on people, the more that you bear down on people, the more that they're going to put up resistance back to you. That's why it's so important to stay casual, calm, collected, like nothing's a big deal. The more that nothing is a big deal, the more that the less that they will resist. So if you want the least path of resistance, don't pressure people. Don't bear down on them. Lead them. And that is the number one thing with sales, is you need to be leading them, helping them. Sales isn't about selling people shit. Conversations with people that you're trying to get your points across, it's not about selling them. It's about leading them to where you want them to go. And if you can master this, your life is beautiful for the rest of your life. So think about that in your future conversations. Are you leading people or are you bearing down on them? Because I know for myself, when I talk to my wife, as an example, if I try to bear down on her at all, whew, there's fireworks going. So you can see many different places in your life that this is exactly how it's happened for you. I'm sure you can imagine that right now. So stop bearing down on people, start leading them, and start creating a less pressurized situation, a less resistful situation, so you can make your life easier. Anyways, guys, that's my thought for the day. Enjoy yourself. Have a beautiful one, and I will talk to you tomorrow.